So Monday, the 27th, 3 days after buying the XRC, progress video. Just want to go through some things. So I mounted this light bar I've had for a long time. Originally intended to build a custom machine and integrate that. Had to use my own bolts right here. Nuts and bolts, carriage bolts on the front for a cleaner look, and it still has the lettering on the bolts, but it's not a big deal to me. The bolts were really long, so I had to cut them off, and then just got them cut as close as I could to the nut there. Washer on the back to help protect the metal. Mounted right down in there with some spacers and other bolts that I actually had to supply. And then I routed the wire down there into the factory. I don't know what you'd call that, but it zip ties closed, and all the main wires go through here and up inside the dash. I can get another view on that here in a minute. I mounted seismic aluminum mirrors from the dealership, 80 Triple S in West Haven, Utah. They're a really tight mount. They have a little rubber deal in there that helps hold them from turning too easily. And what's weird is that the clamps are for a 1.75 inch cage, but the Can-Am cage is 1.85 inches. That wasn't a big deal at all. I just took a large screwdriver. I took this screwdriver here, my Phillips head number 3, and I just stuck it through the hole down in here. Stuck it through this hole right here before the bolt was in there, and then I just kind of pried it down a little bit in order to get the hole to better line up, and that helped kind of re-bend the bracket as well. Sorry, I was just putting the screwdriver away. Yeah, so then that bolt that's in there just threads into what I'm going to call the knuckle, and then set the mirror in its best position, and then adjusted the glass itself. No wiring needed for anything on that. Oh, and I took the intrusion bars out. You probably noticed that already, but I took the intrusion bars out and put the stock clear windshield in. Looks really good in my opinion. Oh, now you see them, PRP seats. I've had those for a while as well, just as long as I've had the light bar. Never mind the different color orange. I mean, heck, the Can-Am orange almost looks yellow in the video. Kind of weird. Yeah, to remove the factory seats, all you got to do, and I'll show you here in a minute, but all you got to do is you lift up the bottom cushion, and there's 4 bolts, one there and one there, and one there and one there with a little plate underneath it. So you pull those out, you undo the harnesses, and those are bolted down there, and then the same on that side. It's in about that same position. And then back in there, can't really see it. Okay, maybe you can, right down there. So the factory harnesses are on a retractable deal, kind of like a car or a truck. And so all I did was I just took the nut out, pulled the nut out, and then detached the seatbelt winder. And then I went to one of my local hardware stores right around the corner. It's a farm and ranch store called Cal Ranch. Found some bolts that would match that. Ended up doing bolt down nut from underneath. Did that on both sides. And that was real easy. And then I adjusted the straps to fit an average person here, and then a big guy like me, because I'm the only one that's going to be driving. Over there, harnesses attached the same way. Driver's seat comes out the same way. Seat belts come out the same way. And as for the adjuster, there's a little slot on the front of the seat of the factory seats that this has to kind of like shimmy out of. The PRP seats don't have that. Also, although Although their mounting system is different too. You have to buy a PRP mounting bracket. This plate right here. You can kind of maybe see it underneath here, right here, this plate. I don't have the best lighting. I apologize. But yeah, so that screws into the factory seat mounting holes, and then the seat bolts to it. Maybe I can get an angle. Maybe I can't. Okay, maybe you can see that bolt right there. Where's the camera here? Nope, wrong angle. Okay, you can't see it. I apologize for that. There are 4 bolts down there that thread up into this. Oh shit. And they just thread up into the seat. In my hand right here, and they thread up into the seat, 4 corners, and it's secure. I actually have to remove this seat here in a little bit to route my light bar wiring to the battery terminal or the power terminals that are under the dash. And I'll get a video of that. I got the bolts loose right now, but I'll use my GoPro and pull those out. And then, LSR, Lone Star Racing, shift handle and shift plate. That was super easy. I just had to unthread the stock handle, and I adjusted the nut up to a height that better suited me because I got really big hands. As you can see, I got really big hands. So in order to do that, had to take these 2 bolts out here from the original factory dash plate. This is actually one for rugged radios. That relocates the start-stop button down here instead of up here. Pull those out. Pull these screws down here out. There's 1 on each side, and then there's a screw here, and then there's little push pins back in here that come out real easily. And then you have to take the side panels that are down here, and you have to pull those away from, can you see it? Right here, right down in there. You pull those away from the dash, and then it just lifts right out. And then another thing, so the shift plate actually is kind of its own little assembly underneath the dash. So this plastic is separate from this. This is not bolted to that. This is bolted underneath. So that then comes out. There's a couple of bolts. I think there's one there, one back here, maybe one up here. There's a few bolts there that come out, and there are Torx. I believe they're T30, just like most of the things on this machine. But yeah, so that comes out. There's my light bar wiring harness waiting for me to put it in. That comes out. You can mount that up. Screws and nuts, real easy. The new handle obviously just threads on. So, okay, moving on. If you have any questions about any of this, though, let me know. Follow the instructions as usual. It's a good idea. Anyway, moving on. So, I mounted the OEM spare tire carrier cargo rack. I'm going to use it as a spare tire carrier. That's what the strap's for. Holds it down. So to do that, I had to rotate the shock reservoirs around about 90 degrees to get the link bracket secured to the frame. But then, as you can see, it's not truly 90 degrees. I actually tipped it up just a little bit to get it away from the plastic down here. It's super easy to install. Again, I just followed the instructions. You should too. Super easy. I had a buddy help me, so it didn't take nearly as long. And it's the same on both sides. Gas shocks are included. Those mount to these little brackets here that are supplied by they're supplied in the kit. They rivet to the frame. Shock mount on the frame. Sorry. Same on that side. Seems like a really good design. It leaves a lot of space. Leaves a lot of space available to put other stuff down here, like cargo box or cooler or whatever. Oh, and for light switches, I moved those around. So I got my light switches over here now. This override switch was over there, but I moved this one. I moved these two over from these two positions here, popped the cover out of this switch hole, put it in a box for later. Yeah, so my light switches are there now, which is really nice because that's the way they were on my Yamaha Rhino, right next to the steering wheel. Yeah, so currently I have the center of the dash pulled apart to get those wiring done. It's pretty easy so far. Not too stressful, but yeah, whatever. Okay, well. Oh, one more thing. I put a ZRP receiver hitch on the back. So, ZRP, if you're listening, maybe we can set up some deal on some radius rods. Yeah, and any other. I know you have those. I know you have those little gold brackets that sit on these captured bolts. Something like that would be nice to help hold the rear end firm. Also would like to have some ZRP front A-arm and control arms. But yeah, I can make a video about it about the install. Okay, as you guys know, I'm not the best at editing. I know I made a few mistakes. I'm a beginner. And I apologize for maybe one or two cuss words I might have put in there. But yeah, please like and subscribe. I'm going to be adding several more parts to the machine as they show up. Sorry, let me get over here and get a shot. I'm going to be adding several more parts to the machine as they show up, including right over there, the G Boost Evo Power Sports World's Best Belt. I know a lot of you like those. It's so beautiful. Ferrari. Supercar life. Coors. Beer life. Coors. Light on that side and banking on this side. Okay. Another little preview. I got the air intake relocation. I don't know if it's compatible with the pre-filter that I'm getting. Damn it, I'm having a brain fart. The S&B pre-filter is going to be going up in there. And it looks like, judging by the pictures, it looks like it connects to the air box somehow. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. Just see how it all goes together, and then I'll get back to you guys on that. Oh, I also got some mild steel and steel powder coated. It's kind of like a rough texture to it. You can kind of see. But yeah, that'll mount up to the frame. Right. Let's see. That one. That'll mount up to the frame right here. Way too close. Whoa. That'll mount to the frame to those bolts right there. These are just caps. These came off of, I believe they just come off of this out of this kit. I just put them there because they look good. So, okay. Yeah, like I said, please like and subscribe. It'll help me out tremendously as I'm starting my channel. I'm doing my best to start recording these installs as I go, but I am a one-man operation, so it's kind of hard to hold a camera and install these parts. So most likely it's just going to be me following the instructions and reviewing the parts when they're done and telling you how I installed it. Oh yeah, let me go upstairs real quick. I'm going to pause the video. Let me go upstairs real quick and show you those holes where this factory seats unbolt from. I'm pausing right now. So here's my intrusion bar and storage. There's the seats. There's the seat retracting device. Okay, well, I can't really get to that right now, one-handed. So right there's the holes on the bottom of the seat. You just get to those from underneath. Here, I can do this. You get to those right there. Okay? Right, those two holes right there. Oh, excuse me, 4 holes. Because you have them on that side too. If you don't know what to look for, here's the seismic mirror box. And here's the PRP harness box. Bunch of different colors they can come in. 3-strap, 4-point is what I got.